Hey everybody, welcome to week 4 marketing class. So we're almost halfway through here. So got our fall scenery up. Also got our little inspirational pick here. Little quote here about never too late to change things. And I put that, I use the runner's analogy sometimes. On you're on a marathon, or just making school part of everyday life, and that would be a change to your life if you're not already doing that, or might be something else going on, I mean, but it's okay to make changes because that's how we get through things and make things happen. So there you go. Just there's that little bit. A couple admin things. I've been touching on plagiarism lately. And don't it's not necessarily because I teach 3 courses every term here, so but another, somebody brought up a point of, well, if I'm, if I use the source, if I, at the end you put in where you got your information from, you cite a source, then it's okay. Um, that's only correct as far as using quotes, or you're going to take a section, like a couple of sentences or something out of something, that's explaining what you're doing. When you copy an entire article or entire paragraphs and use that, inside it, that is not what that means. That's still because you're still not putting your own words in there, or summarizing what you're talking about. So that's just another example, and I know I've been covering plagiarism a lot, but I've kind of noticed it on and off, and it's a very bad habit. Some people don't even realize they're doing something wrong, and I understand that, but I also just want to try and get people to understand, maybe keep you out of trouble in the future, because most schools, if you're caught doing that stuff, you might get a warning or two, but you might also just get automatic fail. So it just depends on the situation. But anyway, just wanted to cover base on that. Also, another thing, this is an admin thing. When you come to the end of a course, this may not apply to you, but sometimes you might be falling behind and you'll submit something after midnight at the end of a course. Monday morning or something, you'll submit it. And, I'm myself been guilty of letting people slide on that, but apparently we're not supposed to. Department of Education regulations, things like that. So I just want to put, put something in the back of your mind there, that if you're going to get to a point where you're going to be late on submitting something at the end of a course, it's not going to get graded. So what you would need to do, if you do come to that point, you need to get in touch beforehand, because there again, once the course is over, it's over, and things cannot get graded afterwards. So if you're going to have a problem like that, just to let us know. I mean, we still have options to do incompletes and things like that, but they have to be done before the course is over. So just want to put that bug in your ear there. All right. Okay, so last week, the discussion's good, as always. Those of you that are in there doing real good. Homeworks, same thing. Those of you who've had some issues, you've been in touch with me, and we can continue to do that, back and forth and figure some things out. The upcoming week here, we got we've got we got quite a few chapters this week, but they're kind of short chapters. Um, where am I at here? Whoop, that's the wrong one. We're in week 4 already. Yep. All right. Yep. Get down there. All right. So week 4. Yeah, you got several chapters, but they're short. I got the presentation in here. It's all in a PDF file, so all the chapters are in here. And these particular chapters have to do with doing surveys and different types of surveys. So I understand, most of the other marketing courses are geared towards the marketing as this part here. You're starting to get into the statistical analysis of marketing, and with that, we got a lot of different variations here, because you're actually getting into statistics and science stuff, and so for some of us that might be a little much. The assignment this coming week, upcoming week 4 here, homework. All right. You go into the Census Bureau, you're going to select a population tab in there. then view the metropolitan areas, and then use a stratified random sampling approach to develop a sample of the metropolitan areas that could be used for a survey about snowmobiles. All right, so aside from everything that's in the chapters and the slides, you can also Google, like, that's what I did here. You can Google it. That's what I did there, just to kind of show you, and you might be able to get a better definition that might versus what's in the text for yourself. Um, so it's dividing the population into smaller groups, and then using that for sampling. You can go over here and you can do the images too, and you can get some examples of different imaging. To divide the population into groups. I mentioned before, like when I was in Domino's business, you get the junk mail every week from a company called Advil. But you have as a business owner, when you're looking at a metropolitan area, and you're gonna, distribute this junk mail, you can exclude certain areas, and they got it all coded out and everything, with different zip codes, and you base that on other factors of sampling. Again, in the pizza, when I was in the pizza world, there would be things like, okay, be it Seattle or Philadelphia, that's where I run into corporate stores. You'd have this one odd store that for some reason sold 50% of their sales was chicken wings. All right, that was the area it was in. And so that's where sampling. Okay, you figure out different things. You target different things, different neighborhoods or different communities. There'd be other stores that had very what we call low food costs, because the people in that area ordered the higher priced items. They weren't as concerned with cost. That was with the more affluent neighborhoods. So I mean, that's what you're talking about. You two different areas, different demographics. This here says divide into groups that different in different ways. That can be culture, it can be race, it can be income levels. Different things like that. And so those are the things you look at. A lot of sampling has to do with income levels. That's like when we did the Advils, when I was telling you about the Advils, a lot of that had to do with income. The very, very poor neighborhoods, you wouldn't waste the money, because that's where the sampling comes in, that it wouldn't produce any sales. And that's because it's low income and people just didn't have the money. So, and that's why, this example here, you just have different groups depending on the demographic. So that's the short version of what what the sampling is. And like I said, there's all sorts of ways to come out with stuff. There's also test markets. I think I talked last week about test markets. We're going to try a new product, be it a different type of pizza or a different whatever, and we only do it in this one metropolitan area and see how it does. And if it does, then we make it a regular product. And past history, like I know with Domino's, that they did that with things like, Domino's started out with only pizza, and Coke products, and that was it. When they decide to try a different pizza, they do the samples. So now you have, like, when you go to be it Domino's or Pizza Hut, you got all these different varieties. All those different varieties were test marketed to see if they'd work. So be it chicken wings, different types of pizza, thin crust pizza, things like that. Domino's was the first to come out with the thin crust, but they tested it first, and then went from there. So okay, so anyway, enough on that. If you do have any problems with this, just get in touch with me. But like I said, what you're doing in this homework is, you're gonna pick out the identify the metropolitan areas, and then you're gonna figure out how to identify what's a good place to sample, and you use that process, that stratified random sampling approach. So all right, and like I say, if you need any help, get in touch with me, let me know, or you can submit what you got, and if it's really bad, you should already know that about me, is I'll send it back to you, tell you where where we need to fix it. So I'm not going to fail you on the homework. If it's if it's failing homework, I will send it back to you. So all right, so with that, I think that just about covers it. Let me check one more thing here. Dun, dun, dun. Did I cover? Da, 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 da. Yep, research. Don't forget your research project. So, yeah. So, some of you been in touch with me about that. So, just you know, take care of that. Get it into me. And the only other thing I'll have for you here is your weekly test question. Me and the grand man went out the other day to get some things, so you can let me know what you got in here. And I covered all my admin things, so we're all good. So with that, have a great week. Get in touch if you need anything. Take care.